This game sort of snuck up on me, as I didn't even know it was due for release. I actually caught a glimpse of it on the store as I purchased another game. I thought to myself, that looks like Until Dawn. Oh, it's by Supermassive. No wonder. I liked Until Dawn, so I'll probably like this. In many ways, it's absolutely like Until Dawn. A decision-making game where your consequences have lasting effects on the overall story. Your decisions shape the outcome of the game. It's a group of friends visiting a location where nightmare things seem to happen. Pinning it all together is the game's narrator. Again, much like in Until Dawn. Man of Medan is the first story in a collection of the Dark Pictures Anthology, so our narrator here probably will return. The game starts off with some soldiers having some R&R after the war. They have a little bit too much fun and they end up brawling back on the freighter ship. The commanding officer has them put in the brig. Some mysterious looking coffins were also loaded onto the ship, and not long after, most of the crew are dead. We move forward to the present day and meet our main characters for the story. We have Alex and Julia, the couple, Conrad, the flirty one, Brad, the geeky one, and Fliss, the leader and captain of the boat. Now it seems a little harsh considering this is an anthology story, meaning it isn't quite as long as 2015's Until Dawn, but most of these characters are a little bit boring. Conrad and Fliss are the only ones with really any personality, the others are very bland. Also, some of the acting in this game isn't exactly stellar.
Doom? Wait, what? What does that mean? Hey, what does that mean?
The point of the exhibition is to check out a sunken aircraft. Fliss warns the group not to touch anything and to call in the search, but they ignore, or at least I did through my actions. Conrad pisses off a group of dodgy looking guys while the others are underwater, and they come back to take the gang hostage and search for Manchurian gold. This leads the game back to the freighter from the beginning, which now looks very derelict and very much resembles a ghost ship. It's at this point in the game where I'd like to mention the graphics. It's a nice looking game, the character models are great. I'm assuming the characters are modelled on the actual actors, much like in Until Dawn. But I noticed a hell of a lot of texture popping whilst playing the ship section of the game. It started to become a real distraction. Another key thing to point out on the visual side is the fact that the text is in white and I can't always see it. I mean, look at this menu. And in a game that is based solely on being able to make decisions quickly, they're kind of giving you a disadvantage with this stuff. I have a 32-inch TV in a fairly average-sized room, and I was having to go and sit at the end of my bed just to make sure I was able to read the stuff properly. I don't remember having this problem with Until Dawn. Story-wise, it's okay. Certainly worth a playthrough. I wanted to see what happened and if I could make all the characters survive. Spoiler, I couldn't. There's some clear inspiration from the PT demo, which was released a few years ago on the PlayStation Store. In one scene, you replay the same segment over and over until you interact with the correct items. Again, much like in Until Dawn, there are premonitions that you can find by viewing pictures. These really help to make your characters survive, as they show you snippets of how characters can die. You have character traits and relationship status, which can be altered as you play. This stuff gives these games a real high replay value. The villains of the games are as bland as the heroes, generic and no real depth to them, but they drive the story on. As you play, the narrator will tell you how you're doing and give you hints, straight from the Until Dawn playbook, but it works. A huge problem that I noticed was the way that some scenes were stitched together. I lost one of my characters while the other was standing next to them. When the game ended, the character reminisced about the events. That character that was stood next to the one that died said, "I wish I'd been there. I could have done something." You were there. Overall, this isn't a bad game, but it certainly isn't a great one. Sure, it features QTE, which I normally hate in games, but it's about the only way to do these interactive movie-style games. I'm glad they replaced the Don't Move feature from Until Dawn. They put in a heartbeat mechanic, but how irregular is this character's heartbeat? Nearly all the characters are bland and the story's a little bit forgettable, Probably the most interesting character of the game is the actual ship itself, and the mysterious Manchurian gold. But I'd say if you're a fan of Until Dawn, you will enjoy playing this through. I'm hoping on a repeat play that I will get a bit more enjoyment from it, and I do look forward to seeing the other stories in this anthology. My rating for the Dark Pictures anthology, Man of Medan, is a 6 out of 10, just slightly above average, but it shows potential for more. I think if the game wasn't just a short story and more of an 8-hour experience, it could have had more room to shine. Having the game priced a little lower does help though. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.